Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of House of Sports Podcast. My name is Wayne. I'm here with my guys Chubbs and Smooth. In this episode, we're discussing Lamar Jackson. Also getting into should refs be held accountable / fined for missed calls. Also talking the biggest threats to the number one seeds in the AFC and NFC. And plenty more. Welcome back and Happy New Year, House Divided family. We are back in the flesh. Got some announcements. All audio visuals will be back and running fully this year. Start the year right. All of our clips will be back this year. And another huge thing. Last year we made the change to only talk football. But in the new year, we're bringing back basketball talk. We're bringing back basketball talk. NBA's here. So we're bringing back the basketball discussion, talking basketball. So excited for that. Excited for you guys to have us back talking basketball. But before I get started, Chubbs, you got anything you want to say into the new year for HD Nation?
Not really. Just that I told y'all so. Told y'all so.
You told us so.
Nah, man. See the meme. I'm just preparing for the next season. Hats off to Steelers still, in the race. Mike Tomlin still hasn't had the losing season as of yet. We'll talk about that. Ravens. Happy to see y'all doing good. Joey not here. I was gonna troll him for their performance yesterday. But
Conveniently, he's not here.
Joey's not here. He said he's too hungover. He was pretty drunk when we talked to him at midnight. I'll give him that. But not accepting that. That is just, no grit. No grit from Joey today, man. No grit. Let's get into it, man. Lamar Jackson. Not too bad for someone that's not quarterbacky. I'll just read you some stats. The Ravens beat the Dolphins 56-19. Lamar on the day, 18 for 21, 321 passing yards. Average 15 yards, 5 touchdowns, 9.59 QBR, and then a perfect passer rating. Ravens threw 6 touchdowns as a whole yesterday. 6 touchdowns is crazy. Scoring 7 touchdowns is absolutely crazy. Before we get to the Ravens, because I feel like the whole segment's going to... Let's talk about the Dolphins. Joey isn't here, but I would like for us to talk about... Were we more disappointed in the outcome for the Dolphins game or the Niners game?
I'm not disappointed at all. So that's up to y'all.
You mean the Ravens versus Niners or Ravens?
Raiders versus Niners versus Ravens versus Dolphins. Which one was more egregious?
The Dolphins. I think the Dolphins is more egregious. I don't know. They both was pretty bad. Now that I think about it, they both pretty bad. But I give Miami the edge because they were missing some people who didn't play. I know a couple of linemen were out. Howard didn't play. Sucks that Bradley Chubb got hurt on such late in the game. That sucks too.
How do we feel about that? Is that
He shouldn't have been in the game.
Blame?
Yeah, definitely shouldn't have been in the game.
I got a hot take that when McDaniel went to go talk to Chubb wasn't trying to hear any of it. Like people might have said, "Oh, he's comforting him." Chubb looked pissed. He was like, "Get the fuck out my face!" Like, type of thing.
I mean, he just tore his ACL. So,
well, I'm saying like he probably been like, "I shouldn't even been in the game. Get the fuck out of my face," type of thing. Because he didn't seem like he was like. I mean, obviously he got hurt, but McDaniel tried to come and comfort him, and he was like, "Nah, get the fuck away from me," type of thing.
There's no reason for him to. There's no reason any of the starters should have been in that game at that point.
Sure, almost got hurt as well, didn't he? He got hurt as well.
Still got hurt on a slide.
Oh, shorter.
I thought he went to. His shoulder
still hasn't learned to fall correctly.
Throwing arm is the one. Throwing shoulder is main arm, whatever. So.
No, but to answer your question, Wayne, I really think that both of them was, equal. I think the Ravens just kind of showed the type of team they are this year. Very dominant. I do, however, think that if they do see the 49ers again, it won't be that much of it won't be like that. I think it'll be a much tougher game on both sides of the ball. But this was more just dominant Ravens more than anything, if you ask me. So,
yeah, I agree. I just couldn't understand like them wheel routes are fucking killing them. Those outside routes are just killing them. And that's something that you're not used to seeing with the Ravens team as often in a game. From the games I've watched of the Ravens, like usually like Lamar and them, they're gonna kill you in the middle of the field, right? People always say he struggled throwing outside of the numbers, but the thing that really got me was like the scheming to get. I feel like all those passes were wide. Like I tweeted, like Mike McDaniel's first drive script was amazing what he did, but Lumpkin, however you say his last name, his game script in general, the Dolphins' defense was confused all day. All day long, they were confused. People were open all day long. It was just it was an out coaching masterclass. Like, the Dolphins just got out coached flat out, straight up. Like, everything was perfect for them. And that's with scheme, execution. Like, even when Tua was making those throws, I'm like, those are tight windows throws. They're probably going to get intercepted at some point in the game. And then Rokon, one-hand snag. Like, great. I don't have to go too much on Lamar right now because we're going to talk about him a little bit more. But great game by him. Great throwing show. He didn't even have to run. And he was just throwing dimes out there. They thought amazing passes. So, yeah. It's just kind of crazy. That was a beat down. They're beating down every team except for they're just dominating right now. They're clicking in the right time. So shout out to the Ravens, number 1 seed officially clinched. So that's some good shit to them. So go. Chubbs talking. What are your thoughts,
man? And if we're gonna have to pick a game that I thought was worse than the other, I'll give Dolphins benefit of doubt because you weren't missing people. I was told the 49ers never lost a game when they had Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, CMC, Brock Purdy all on the field together. All right, they all had them out there, so there's really no excuse for them. All of them were out there. So if I had to pick one of the 2 games that maybe I thought was worse than the other in terms of the L, it was worse for the 49ers, man. You had your full squad out there. 49 Dolphins were missing some linemen. They were missing their receiver.
Jalen Waddle makes a difference. Obviously not like a huge difference because it's a.
I don't think it's a huge difference, but obviously you can't just stay on one side. You know what I mean? Because Cedric Wilson got his catches because the safety was shadowed to Tyreek's side more likely than not. So that's why Cedric Wilson got his catches that he got. So I obviously Jalen Waddle does make it some sort of a difference, but that Ravens defense is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just crazy. That defensive line, it doesn't matter if we have a perennial pass rusher. Motherfuckers work as a team and they get to the quarterback. Like Jadeveon Clowney and Madubuike, all them, even Kyle Van Noy. It's a unit. Like it's not just TJ Watt. Not this is the person that comes to mind. He's one of the best pass rusher. It's not just him. It's a unit. So I don't know, man. I don't know how much big of a difference Jalen would have really made.
Yeah. All right. So that
also Xavier Howard cooked. I need you to get a little not a big apology because you said Rashad Bateman was ass. And he had a big game.
He is ass. Xavier Howard is bad.
He made Xavier Howard cross his legs, step really too hard. He was off balance. hurt his foot. Like that
Listen.
man put him in a blender.
He did
Like,
cook. Every dog's gonna have their day. But two things can be true. He dogged him. Rashad Bateman is still ass in my eyes. He's not where he was drafted to be.
but he's good enough for that receiving
not
core
for a first round pick though.
to make them dangerous receiving core.
For a first round pick, he's a disappointment thus far.
He's had a quiet year, but his catches have been big. The catches he made, so you can say what you want to say about him. Okay.
First play of the game. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those days.
That's a tough ass catch, Wayne.
He gotta catch that, Chubb.
That's tough. Oh my god.
He gotta catch it though. He gotta catch it.
He left his fucking body extended fully. That's a hard ass catch.
He gotta catch that.
You're nitpicking.
We said Van Scantling had to catch that.
You are nitpicking.
If we said MVS had to catch that pass from Patrick Mahomes, we gotta say Rashad Bateman gotta catch that catch too. Right or wrong?
That's a tough catch, man.
I'm not saying it's not. He still got to catch it. He got two hands. He got to survive the ground. Obviously, MVP is locked up, right? It's clearly Lamar's. Nothing's going to change that. Second MVP. So what does this second MVP does for Lamar's legacy in the NFL? Is Lamar responsible for, with the second MVP, officially changing the narrative on black quarterbacks? That run, mainly. That come in being known as runners. Come in being known as runners.
I feel like it's already been kind of shifting, but I guess. But honestly, I think that I might be wild for me to say, but we crown people future this, future that. Lamar Jackson, if he wins another MVP, and especially if it's a unanimous MVP, without the Super Bowl ring, that motherfucker is a future Hall of Famer. I don't care what anybody says. He has records he's broken already, NFL records, so that he has that look accolade with it, and he has one. I don't know if he just keeps it up, and if he wins another unanimous. It might not be a first ballot, but he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer one day. That's just my opinion.
I don't think that's a wild take. With the second MVP, he solidified himself as a Hall of Famer. Not the first ballot though. Not first ballot yet. He
got to win. If he wins a ring, or another MVP, if he wins three MVPs, that's first ballot. He don't have to ring or another
MVP chops. He just has to win a Super Bowl now. That's it. He just has to win a Super Bowl now. He has to win a Super Bowl. More importantly, Lamar has to get to the Super Bowl this year. Has to get to the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, this is the year.
Have to.
I really
At minimum, you got to get to the conference championship, which is just winning one game. So realistically, he really needs to get to the Super Bowl. But Lamar has solidified as a Hall of Famer now. Right now, he's a Hall of Famer, and it could change. Trajectory can go up, go down if he falls off, Right now, he steps up as a Hall of Famer, gold jacket guy. Not first ballot, maybe second, third ballot right now for Lamar. But got to see where it continues to go. So, I think he cemented himself in QB's all time with this second MVP.
So I got a question. So if he continues the way this is his career is gone. Lamar has always won every year at least 12 games or 11 games. He's consistently winning double-digit games. Has a high winning percentage. He gets maybe one Super Bowl, and he maybe gets one more MVP. Let's just put that. So he gets 3 MVPs, at least a Super Bowl, and he's got above the 70% or 75% winning percentage. Where does he rank all time if that happens? I'm just curious.
I will say that he's not getting 3 MVPs in another Super Bowl. It's either or. I mean, it's not. I don't think he'll get both. If the chance is there to do it, it's going to be this year to get that Super Bowl, I believe. But going back to the original question, I think him changing the narrative for black quarterbacks, I don't think it's been, we get a generational talent, at quarterback, African-American quarterback every now and then. Last one we had was Cam Newton. Lamar definitely changed the narrative of the fact that he can't throw. He been did that. And now he's just breaking out. He's in his prime right now. Dual threat. So I think if he's able to keep up this level of play, like y'all said, no doubt he's going to be a first. I think he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer regardless after this year, because if you just look at what he's done, he's always been in conversations as a top 5 quarterback when healthy. So putting the pieces around him, he's finally been able to showcase what he can do, take a team. And when you say the Super Bowl, I don't. Are you saying Super Bowl or bust?
It's
I think that's
Super Bowl
kind
or
of
bust for the Ravens team this year.
okay. I was gonna say if you're saying that for Lamar, I think that's kind of unfair because he does have like. I mean, I don't think if they lose, it's gonna be because of Lamar. Like if the Ravens lose, it won't be because of Lamar Jackson. Like there's no way that the offense can be slowed down, in my opinion. So if the Ravens lose, it's going to be a team effort. It's not going to be on Lamar Jackson. Obviously, quarterback stat, wins and losses, but yeah, I mean, Lamar, he's definitely solidified himself. But as far as changing the narrative, we got quarterbacks in the league who can't run, who are black and can pass. And we got quarterbacks in the league who can run and can't pass. So yeah, he just generational talent, like I said, Cam Newton, successor, if you will. Um, so yeah, man, that's just my take on Lamar. I really hope they don't lose. I mean, they don't win the Super
Chubbs, Chubbs is trying to ask, will Lamar crack top 10 QBs all time if he keeps it up?
all time. That's I don't know.
I think so. If he keeps
I mean,
up
he's
this level of play,
he's got like the highest run percentage right now of a career as a QB.
But is
Right,
it gonna be?
right under Tom Brady. Like
But it.
that's all I'm
What
saying.
I'm
all
saying,
right,
like
give me your top 10 QBs right now, Chubbs, all time.
I'm
all
just that
time.
I'm
Now, I
all
just want you to
time.
ask. I'm trying to see if
That's why I
anybody
said
I
that's
can
pretty
debunk off
hard,
that
bro.
list if he continues to keep this up. I'm trying to think. Obviously, we got
I
like
mean,
Peyton.
obviously we
We
got
got
Tom Brady,
Peyton, Tom
Joe
Brady,
Joe Montana.
Peyton, Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
Don't
People
we have a
got
list
Drew Brees
somewhere?
in there.
Mahomes.
I swear we
Mahomes
have
is
a
in
list
there.
somewhere.
And then we
Mahomes
got our
in
top 50
there.
list, which might have, I'll just name
Steve Young.
Steve Young, best dual threat QB
Steve
of all
Young.
time. He'll take that.
Dan Marino, he ain't never win, but
He got. Damn, see, that's the thing. He got to win at least 2 Super Bowls to
that's
debunk
what I'm
those
saying.
guys.
Like it's a lot
John
of
Elway.
Terry Bradshaw.
He's already better than Terry Bradshaw, so we're not gonna do that.
I don't know, man. It's too soon to tell. He'll definitely be.
If he continues it up, but he has to win.
Quarterbacks.
Like he can't keep playing.
So
He
many
got to win too.
quarterbacks.
That's why I hate when people
Yeah,
put
he
Drew Brees in
he
like the top 5 or 3. I'm like, he don't got 2 Super Bowls. Like you got to win at least 2 Super Bowls to solidify yourself in that
he
top.
gotta have at least
He
another
will be.
3 years.
He's already the
Another
greatest
3 years
dual
of
threat
playing
quarterback of
like
all
this.
time,
Yes.
right? Top
Lamar
2,
is the greatest dual threat.
Top 3.
top 3. Who you got above him?
Him, Vic, and Cam.
No,
Nah. Vic not in that.
Bro.
he broke all Vic's records.
Yo, respect
Bro.
Steve Young. Like y'all gotta respect dual threat Steve Young.
I didn't. I can't. I never
respect
watched.
Steve
I'm
Young,
too
man.
young to watch Steve Young or have
Like
no Steve Young.
Cam Newton record's gone too now.
Bro,
Not
Cam
by
Newton
Lamar,
was
though.
8.
I know by tush push merchant.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Cam
Cam Newton was balling with Funches, bro.
Yeah.
So I
Cam had a
don't
worse
know,
receiving
man.
core than Lamar.
No disrespect to Lamar. I think Lamar. I think I actually had him finishing second this year in MVP. So I'm a Lamar fan, but
Just had him first.
I just don't want to put too much on his shoulders, and then if and when something happens, like, oh yeah, well,
I tell you what,
that's what we do a
Lamar
lot,
got to
so
win a
I'm just
playoff game this playoffs. Got to.
no, if he lose, then I don't want to hear no.
We're
gonna
going
get
to the
nasty.
Super Bowl. Like we're going to the Super Bowl.
If they lose
I
first
think-
round, then I want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's gonna be. I don't want it. I want them to win, right? I don't want them to win Super Bowl.
I want them to lose
I want them to
just
get to the
because of the
AFC
fans.
Championship at least. Because I don't want to hear. I don't want to see like the nasty. I said my New Year's resolution is not to be nasty on the podcast anymore when it comes to Lamar. Because I am a fan. I just hate that he's on the Ravens, so I gotta hate every time. But if he were to not win a playoff game, the narrative is going to be disgusting. it's like it's gonna get nasty. So I need he gotta win the playoff game. I don't want it to get too nasty. But Chubbs, you stamping it. Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're going Super Bowl this year.
Huh?
I mean, playoffs got to go through Baltimore.
Playoffs got to go through Baltimore, and if you look at the playoff teams, Baltimore's played the majority of them and beat them.
Any given Sunday, though.
I get it.
Given Sunday.
I'm just going to let you know it's a little different. Baltimore, Maryland hasn't been the same temperature-wise, so it's actually been pretty nice. So it ain't going to be no frigid playoff games.
Man. I would root for Baltimore if it wasn't for some of y'all fans, bro. But now everything.
You got a great fan base. You see Ray's trying to come over the right side.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get to the. Let's go ahead and get to the Who? So we got the one seed solidified right now, right? All the one seeds are officially solidified. Ravens, Niners. Teams have played. Baltimore has beat Niners. So let's start in the NFC first. Who is the biggest threat to the number one seed in the NFC? The 49ers.
Biggest threat? I would have said, the Eagles, but I'm not going to say Eagles no more. Can't say the Dolphins because I think the Dolphins are, frauds.
Keep it in NFC. Keep it in NFC.
Yeah, so I said Eagles, Dolphins. Not Dolphins. Dolphins. Dallas. They're the same, so it's my bad. Dolphins, Dallas, they're both frauds, so my bad. Same, but different. You know what? Wayne's going to hate me. The team that has the best shot is a team that got screwed over by the refs. Give me the fucking Detroit Lions.
Oh my god, bro.
You might be honest.
Why are you giving the Lions the best shot to knock off the 49ers? I need to hear this.
All right. I'll say this. That defensive line when they played the Ravens didn't really impress me. I know they got great guys. Don't get me wrong. They got Nick Bosa and Chase Young, and then they rotate, Randy Gregory. Great pass rushers, but that showed me that they can be blocked. The Lions have a great offensive line. They ranked mid-season, I think 5 or 6, halfway through the year. They have the line to combat against their defensive line. As long as the Lions are able to run the football, which they have shown that they can run the football regardless of who they play, they're in every game. That's why I picked them. I don't trust Dallas. I don't trust the Eagles, especially when the Eagles drop a 20-point lead, whatever it was, to the Cardinals, who's a 3-11 team or 3-12, whatever they were. Dallas. Like I said, I don't think they're that good. I haven't been a Dallas supporter this year. I think they're frauds. So if there is one team that I have to rock with, it has to be Lions. Because I honestly think the Lions should be having a playoff game at home this year. They got completely screwed. We'll get into it, but yeah. The Lions.
I'm gonna say nobody. That's just the fact of the matter. Nobody. They lost one game this year to a NFC team. And everybody else they pretty much dominated. That team was the Vikings, and that was a divisional game, so that where that goes sometimes. No, that's not a division. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. It is. Vikings. No, that's not a divisional game, but it's still an NFC. They only lost one NFC. San Fran's hot. I think that loss to the Ravens was just like one of the only teams that kind of met their, offense and defensive drives as far as, matchups go. But I think, like I said, even when they play again, I think that'll be a different story. I'm calling it. That's a Super Bowl rematch right there. I agree with Chris. I would pick the Lions, but I'm not confident in the Lions to beat the 49ers. I do think the Lions, like I said, will get a playoff win this year, depending on their seeding. But Dallas, like Chris said, I'm not confident in them. Eagles have been struggling lately. So, yeah, 49ers just like a complete team and have been a complete team all year. So, unless like the Packers or somebody sneak in there and continue their hot streak and knock them off. I don't have anybody other than the 49ers coming out of the NFC.
Perfect. I thought Chubbs would have said this team. I don't know how to fuck them like. Let me go to my.
I mean, if you think about it, like look at all the teams in the NFC right now who are actually playing well, bro. And
there's two teams I would give a shot, but I'm only gonna give one team a shot. It's the Rams. The Rams have the best opportunity to knock off the 49ers. They got the Super Bowl experience on that team, Super Bowl staff on that team. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams is playing some of the best. He is arguably top 3 running back this year. There's really not no argument. The way he's running, the way they're running the ball is a great. Obviously, you got Puka, you got Higbee, you got DeMarcus Robinson, Tutu Atwell, and you got Cooper Kupp. Their defense doesn't have many big names on it, right? Of course. But at the end of the day, you still have Aaron Donald, who garners a lot of attention, which helps other people get free and make plays. The Rams have the best chance. I think the Rams actually have the only chance. Or the 49ers are just going to simply make it to the Super Bowl. But I think they don't want to play the Rams. I think they know they don't want to play the Rams because the Rams have the best opportunity to get things done. So, I think the Rams are a team with the way Matthew Stafford has been playing. Puka's about to break the receiving record for rookies this year. Record that was held for the last 63 yards. And all this attention Puka's getting, you still have Cooper Kupp. You still have other things, right? Matthew Stafford, the last team that came close to beating the Ravens were the Rams. Had they gone overtime, fumble, and Matthew Stafford was willing dealing on that defense that's been kicking everyone's ass. So, I give them the best shot to actually knock off them. I think they have a better shot than the Lions. And then DL said nobody, which I'm not too mad with that because I do see them as being one of the possible defeats. But we did see some chinks in their armor, obviously, when they played against the Ravens. So we could be sleeping on Dallas and also the Eagles just because we saw what a mobile quarterback can do to that defense, make him look pretty pedestrian. So
Dak's not mobile.
Don't sleep on Dak. Dak is mobile. Dak like that.
By definition, everybody's mobile. But
No.
Go ahead, continue, bro.
So I think we're sleeping on that. But yeah. And another sleeper team I'm gonna say if they get in, because they're bullshitting, Bucks. Don't sleep on the Bucks. Baker Mayfield's been playing at a really good level. He kind of didn't play great yesterday, definitely, but they still have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You know what I'm saying? They got their defense is decent, good defense. But yeah.
Yeah.
They have a good defense. They had a good.
That was a close game.
So
first year.
49ers. So I have the Bucks and the Rams are the two things that I think that are essentially the best teams to knock off. Everybody's looking at Dallas, Eagles. Eagles are falling apart. Dallas getting lucky. So, yeah. I just don't believe in the Lions. I just don't. I don't trust them. I just don't trust them at all. And the shit like when Dan Campbell goes for 2 after a penalty is called, regardless if they got robbed or not. You don't go for 2 again from the 7-yard line.
See, but I think on that though, it was like they had nothing to lose. Like they weren't. I mean, they did, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they already.
Yeah, they did have.
They could have got the number
lose.
1 seed.
They had something to lose. A home game in the divisional.
They still got a home game, Chubbs. They just don't get.
They don't got a multiple home games.
Yeah, they don't have to. I think this is more of a statement game for them. Like he knew he decided from the jump that he was going to go for that 2 regardless. Regardless.
But now you got to be smart after that, bro.
And they should have did a fake field goal after that if they was going to do it again. I think
Once
they got the outside penalty.
That would never work either.
Hey.
That shit would have been worse. But let's get.
He would have threw a flag saying the guy was over the line or some shit. If they,
let's get to the Lions topic. So the Lions, the refs missed a crucial call in the Lions game. As Chubb's already alluded, this team lost the opportunity to host multiple playoff games this season because of this, right?
When you say just one extra, don't say like it's like
it's
that one extra game that's money for the city of Detroit. Mm-hmm. So
the economy, right? It's clear video evidence that shows Decker definitely went over. The referee saw 70 came in because 70's been doing it all game. And, the Lions try to be too smart for the Cowboys. They end up being too smart for the refs. The two-point conversion failed. Converted, but was a penalty. Right?
Dumb refs.
There are some thoughts that it was illegal formation anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right? But it probably
debunked that.
It got debunked? That theory got debunked?
Yeah, he wasn't covered. So it would so it was debunked.
Either way,
Dan Campbell was so
missed the
mad.
call. So when it comes to this, all year, I think Joey went on a tangent a couple episodes about how we've been complaining about the refs. And this crew alone has been messed up huge calls. For example, there was another play in the game where this two-point conversion probably wouldn't even matter if they didn't call the fake tripping call on the tight end for the Cowboys, because they called him for tripping, which put them back 15 yards, when it actually was Aiden Hutchinson who did the tripping, and that would have put them 15 yards ahead. That was the drive before that caused Dallas to go ahead and punt the ball. So, right, my question for you guys, a question that was brought up today.
See, no. That's well, go ahead. My bad.
What are you gonna say to that?
No, I was gonna say that's a little different though. Like,
what you mean that's not a little different? That changes that trajectory.
That's just that's a bad, like, that's just like a bad call. Like, that's like a holding that wasn't a holding. You know what I'm saying? This was clear.
But it was clear
the flag
was on.
But so I mean, I don't know. But that's why I guess like this is a hard question. This is a tough debate then, like, because it's gonna go to every penalty should be reviewed, bro. Like every.
That's the question. How do we? Football is a great game because of the human error, whether it's on the players, the refs, coaches. Like, there's human error involved in game of sports, right, all the time. But when there are egregiously missed calls, right, I don't like the reviewing system that people are proposing, because remember that year you were able to throw challenge flags on pass interference? That shit was dumb and was ass. I hated that. Didn't like that at all.
So the reason why that never worked, Wayne, is you're calling out the guys that were calling the flags on the field. Yeah. They got to make the decision if the play stands or whatnot on their own calls.
Yeah.
The fix is you need to have a sky judge in the air and that overrules when everything. It's blatant.
Yeah, I think
that's what they need.
I think I go back more so to the playoff. Because bro, when you go back to I'm specifically like talking about not even from like this weekend. Right. That play, bro. That play was ridiculous, bro. And there's no way that play should not have been reviewed, regardless of the NFL rule book. Like, I mean, obviously, like, you can't, just say forget the rules, but that is blatant, and that cost them a win. Like, so
cost them an NFC Championship berth.
Like that. What do we do? Like, what do we do?
Not just a win, a very important
their
win.
run was over after that. Like, that play, their run was over.
It just be like stuff that's just like blatant. Because like after this play happened, I was just like, oh, they lined up all sides, like ineligible. And when I went back and I looked at like all the pieces, I was just like, they did nothing wrong on this play at all. Like, literally, like, and there's no way that they didn't rehearse this play in practice for him. And then for the refs to afterwards go and be like, yeah, it was our fault, blah, blah. That's just like, that just makes it worse. So I'm just like, how do we start holding these refs accountable? Like, do they start getting fines and stuff? Like, I know this particular group got demoted from being able to do playoff games or something like that, from my understanding, moving forward. But I just think it's messed up how you can't overrule a call like that from up top. Like I understand the challenges don't be working because you're just gonna be looking for penalties on every play, but just like how after all scoring plays come from up top, like penalties like this that matter to a significance should definitely be reviewed by a head judge up top. Like
So
Chris said.
so the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game is when we should have reviews, like all major penalty, all I should say all 10+ yard penalties should be removed, should be reviewed, or 15 yard plus penalties should be reviewed, or penalties that give the opponents first downs. How do we want to do it? Because you're gonna have to put some parameters around it, right?
Yeah, and it's tough because like who's to say this this play won't cost them that? You know what I'm saying? It's just tough. It's real tough, but
I
I don't
think.
know. I don't know what the
Listen,
fix is.
I know the fixes.
I know.
I know what the fix is.
How do we fix the refs, Chubb?
Here's the caveat: you implement the sky judge with less than. Well, I'll go. 2 minutes left in the game.
I say 2 minutes.
The sky jump comes. 2 and 4 minutes. But the sky jump comes into factor because that's when these judgment calls be happening, like crunch time. They either miss it or they throw it because they got a side bet or some shit. You know what I mean? I think fourth quarter, 4 minutes or less, sky judge comes into effect.
All right, I like that. I also think when it comes to these egregious calls, there should be fines. The way we fine players after game for helmet-to-helmet contact after the game, taunting, there should be, if a ref makes such an egregious call, depending on it, first offense, $10,000. Maybe that. I don't know how much refs get paid, so it might be too much.
They get paid a lot.
$2,000 to $5,000 for the first offense, $10,000 for the second offense. The third offense, your crew is suspended for a game. You guys cannot referee a game. You're suspended for a game, and then suspended for a game, and you can't ref in the playoffs. So that's just there, right? Fourth offense. Shouldn't get to no damn fourth offense, but there is a fourth offense. Then your crew is done for the season. That's what I think should happen, right? That should be what happened. But when do we determine when calls are egregious? Is it when they call it and there's clearly something that's not, or when they swallow their whistle? Pause.
It could be both, but I'm mainly for when it's blatant.
Yeah, I'm more so when it's blatant because
like for instance, I would love their sky judge at the Colts game, crunch time, when Zay Flowers got hooked when he was trying to catch the ball. That was a clear DPI or at least holding, no call. That's for instance that was overtime or about to be overtime. That's a perfect example right there.
I think the Chiefs one is more of a better example, but
I'm just saying it cost both of the things cost the game. So
yeah, I agree. So that's the new reference. So first offense, $5,000 for everybody in the crew. Second offense, $10,000. Third offense, crew misses game. Fourth offense, 5 games.
Go to college.
Demoted. College. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Is what's gonna happen.
So funny. I say that, but that Brad Allen apparently got suspended from college football because he had judgment problems with calls. Yeah. So they didn't want him in college football. Go figure. He has judgment calls in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, but this is gonna be tough because I'm assuming the referee association has their own thing, so they would have to agree to this.
They already suspended him.
Yeah, but I'm saying agree to the fines and everything that we're saying.
Yeah.
What we're proposing.
I mean, because I think that's fair though, because just like players get fined, coaches get fined, everybody gets fined. NFL referees get fined too, making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because it also Because people starting to say that. I know I was on that conspiracy a couple years ago saying that NFL was rigged, NBA was rigged, but
I
like
said that shit 2 weeks ago.
people really starting to think the NFL is rigged, especially with all the sports betting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't help. Something like this would,
Yeah.
unless they don't want to.
NFL is absolutely rigged.
Just saying it's rigged.
For the Ravens. Yeah, for the Ravens.
Not for the Ravens. He's saying it's rigged.
It is right now.
They're trying to get the Steelers in the playoffs. That's what Chubbs is saying. That's why the NFL is rigged right now.
You know what's funny, bro?
It wasn't rigged when we lost to the fucking 2-10 Cardinals and Patriots back to back. But now it's
because y'all were ass. That's why. That's shit.
This is really not on a thing, the doc, but I do want to just bring this up in this conversation regarding not refs, but just in general. Talking about the Steelers. Kenny Pickett is over, right? It's over for Kenny Pickett.
Oh no, man! Don't jump on the Mason Rudolph train now, bro.
He's done.
Y'all been saying that shit all
I've been screaming Mason Rudolph for a while, man. Nah, I mean it should. I mean, if I was y'all, I would get rid of him.
But Mason isn't the future either.
He's not. But neither is Kenny.
He's just the present for now.
See, the thing is, like, you have Mason Rudolph, who's a veteran quarterback who can teach your next. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I were the Steelers, I would get rid of Kenny Pickett. And I don't, y'all know my GM skills is kind of questionable. I would get rid of Kenny Pickett. I would keep Mason Rudolph going into the start of the season next year and try again with drafting a quarterback, depending on what pick we get. Because I don't know what pick y'all. Well, if y'all make playoffs, then that's definitely gonna change. But
they make playoffs, they're gonna be 20 or above.
Yeah. So, do y'all want to win, or do y'all want to get a pick?
You guys could get Jaden Daniels, but you're winning too much. That's a Heisman.
I'm gonna trade for
not a Heisman. This is crazy, man. To see this Steelers team, how he looked totally different with Mason Rudolph, is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. 400-yard games back to back. And you know what's crazy? We're about to have. Let me just double check this real quick.
Mason Rudolph is saving Mike Tomlin's record. That's what he did.
17 straight seasons. No losing record. How
saved
impressive
it.
is that?
He saved it.
Oh, he's been with that team for the longest time. He's sitting in quarterback meetings in film room, just taking it all in, like these young bucks. Let me get out here and show them something. Just like Joe Flacco.
That throw to George Pickens yesterday with pressure in his face was the most impressive throw I've seen from Steelers.
He's been feeding this
4
man,
years.
Give him the ball, bro. Straight, 3-yard, 4-yard routes.
If Najee hits 1,000 yards, how impressive is it?
It would be impressive.
It would be impressive because of how late it's coming in the season, bro.
I don't think Najee's that good. That's a guy I need to trade. I'm sorry.
It's not impressive if he hits 1,000 yards and Jalen Warren and him have essentially the same amount of carries. And Jalen Warren has 700.
Yeah, we was saying Najee was trash earlier.
Najee is trash. He's still trash.
And what did I tell you, Chubb? Second half of the year, Najee is top 5. Every year, second half of the year, Najee top 5. First half of the year,
not top
Najee,
5. He's not a top running back in the league though. I'm sorry, you can't sit here and actually with straight face tell me. I'm sorry, you can't.
16?
Ah, come on.
I mean, bottom 16, bottom 16.
Hey, to your point, Dwayne said it himself. Guys like Jalen Warren, guys like Justice Hill, guys like
that's why running backs will never get paid.
Is the reason why I don't give a fuck about Najee. I'm sorry.
That's literally these backup running backs that come in, undrafted guys, and ball out. And they're the reason why running backs don't get paid. Austin Eckler complained about money. He's the reason why running backs don't get paid because what he did when he came out, when guys start to slow down, I'm just happy Najee is finally running like he knows he's 235 pounds. Stiff arming people, throwing them to the ground, letting them know you cannot tackle them. Did y'all hear what they said? George Pickens said to Devin Bush.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Wait, time out. George Pickens wasn't even on the team with Devin Bush.
Devin Bush was on the team last year.
No, he wasn't. Was
yeah,
he?
He was. Him and Miles Jack were our linebackers.
I didn't know.
You
Devin
know why
Bush.
he said that to him? So every game the Steelers lost when they were losing to like the Patriots, every time they lose, Devin Bush was tweeting laughing emojis. Every time they lost. So you know what they did yesterday? And if you really watch the game, they literally ran the ball wherever Devin Bush was at. Anywhere he was at, they ran the ball to him and abused him all game long. I felt bad for Bobby Wagner because all they were doing was, all right, Bush is here. That's where Zero's at. That's where we're running the ball. Every single touchdown, he's in the picture for a running game. I think the most impressive thing over this win streak and just in general this past season, the second half, the ability to run the ball for this team is like a huge thing. But now we have a quarterback in Mason Rudolph that takes downfield shots. All the other quarterbacks never really took downfield shots. So that's why the Steelers are looking a lot better. 468 yards of total offense yesterday. Just happy we were able to back-to-back games of 400 yards of total offense. Just happy about that. Didn't want to brag too much. So that's all I want to talk about my Steelers for.
Don't brag too much.
No. It's still got another game.
This you need to win this game, and from my understanding, is Lamar is playing at least a half of football, and still, even if he only plays a half, that second half, the guy that they don't like playing against, Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, I'm more afraid of Tyler Huntley than I am Lamar Jackson, in all honesty. So,
I don't know, tough game, man.
Just historically how it's played out.
Najee not sniffing a 100-yard rushing game, not even close.
All right, we'll see. It's gonna be a good one.
He gonna get punched in the mouth by Roquan.
It's going to be a good one. But let's get into.
Hey, wait, Roquan Smith, top linebacker in the league.
Still taking forever.
Crazy.
Still taking forever, Warner. Sorry,
still
taking forever.
Crazy.
Still taking forever. Debate. All right, we're adding a debate segment to each episode where it's just strictly, this is debate. Everyone has to pick one team. So I want Chubb.
Wayne, I have this. I have the time when we end. That's why I have those times when the end.
Bet.
Yeah.
So Chubbs has one team. He has to pick one team, and now DL has to pick one team. I have to pick one team. So the debate is, which of these teams? So these are the teams fighting to get in the last spot. Deserve to be in the playoffs the most, and will have the biggest impact if they do get in. This is between the Steelers, Colts, Jags, Texans. I had 4 teams before to pick each team, but Joey is dead. Not really, but he's just hungover as shit, so he's not here.
Can't be saying.
He drank extra lick because of that game.
Yeah, the Dolphins turned him into an alcoholic last night. So, Chubbs, what team do you think deserves to be in the playoff the most and will have the biggest impact out of those 4 teams? And you cannot pick the same team. So
wait. You gave me 2 questions in one that could apply to 2 different teams.
I'm saying they deserve to be in the playoffs because they will have the most impact and chance of winning if they get in. So essentially, the team that you're picking, you're saying you're picking them because you believe they deserve to be in because they don't have the most impact.
Damn, I was gonna say who deserves it, not the most impact, because there's a team that I think deserves the most, but probably won't have the most impact. But
you gotta choose wisely.
Give me the Texans.
All right, tell me why.
Young quarterback, CJ Stroud. They play well when he's out there. The team plays well when he's out there. I think they have the most upside overall of the teams that are out there because I don't trust Jacksonville. Colts are tempting.
Don't. The way this for the first round is for you to say why you have your team, and then after that, you go.
Texans. No one thought they were going to be here, and they played well against the best team in the AFC. So in week 1, when stuff wasn't really, they weren't gelling. Yeah, it was the first week of running the scheme in a live game with a rookie. So now it's week 18 in the playoffs. He's had a whole year underneath his belt. Yeah, Texas.
Perfect. All right, DL. Give me your team that you think deserves to be in there and why they deserve to be, and why you think they're gonna have the most impact if they actually make it.
I think of these, I was gonna pick the Texans, but since Chris picked them, I will pick the Jaguars. Will be the next team. For me, I think they had one of the tougher schedules this year. They competed very well. You know, they lost a couple games when Trevor Lawrence got hurt. But not only that, whenever they are the best team of the four, in my opinion, overall. Um, as far as defense goes as well, I think they'll be able to, if they make the playoffs, get in there. They'll be able to, possibly make a run depending on who they see first. But yeah.
All right, y'all know where I'm going with this. Same thing, doesn't change. Pittsburgh Steelers deserve to be in the playoffs the most and will have the best impact. One, out of these four teams, the best coach is on this Pittsburgh Steelers sideline. That's Mike Tomlin. Number two, the way the running game has been able to travel this second half of the season, they've been able to run everywhere. I think it will be intel once they do that this coming weekend. If they're able to successfully run the ball on the Ravens, which I think they will be able to do, um, that is one of the reasons why I think they should be in there. And then lastly, you have game changers. Cam Hayward's back. Minka should be back for the playoffs, as well as obviously, in my opinion, the best defensive player in football in TJ Watt on that side. All the young guys haven't getting playing time. Joey Porter's coming into the mix, being one of the better corners in the league when it comes to trailing a man all game long. Uh, so I think with those pieces, uh, if Mason Rudolph continues to continue what he's doing with George Pickens, Deontay Johnson making some plays, you got Pat Fryermuth. This team is the most equipped team to make the playoffs and have an impact. They also play all these teams pretty well, starting with the Ravens, which Lamar looks pretty pedestrian when he does play against the Steelers. The Browns, they can beat the Browns too. I think they can make it a tough day for Joe Flacco. With the way the Kansas City Chiefs offensive tackles been playing, Highsmith and Watt can make it a long day for Patrick Mahomes. So that is the best reason why I think the Chiefs should be in there. I mean, the Steelers should get in there and have the most impact on winning. This next round, guys, what we're gonna do? You have a minute and 30 seconds to tell me why the teams that you didn't pick won't have an impact. Go, Chubbs.
Um, I think Jacksonville's frauds. That's why I didn't pick them. They didn't impress me when they played the Ravens at all. I know they're missing people, but they didn't impress me at all. Pittsburgh, I just don't think they got. I don't think they're gonna be able to bring this into the playoffs if they do. I think when they're gonna see a team they don't want to see, and they're gonna handle them accordingly. That's how I really believe. I don't believe it in the team that lost the Patriots and Cardinals back to back weeks. Sorry, can't. Um, and then the Colts, I actually wanted to pick the Colts because they deserve to be in because of Gardner Minshew being the quarterback all year. But I just don't think that team's going to make any real noise if they go to postseason as well. They do have a young defense, up and coming defense, but I just don't think that team's primed to win a playoff game. They're primed to make playoffs. That's about it.
All right. He said he don't need the rest of his time. Smooth. On you, my boy.
Um, I didn't pick the Steelers because I think the Steelers do this every year. They're satisfied with being mediocre, being mid, make it to the playoffs. If they make it to the playoffs and do nothing in the playoffs, winning record, that's a narrative for the Steelers franchise. They have a good defense, but I do not trust Mason Rudolph through a playoff run, um, or even to beat the Ravens this weekend. Honestly, based off of how the Ravens have been playing. Colts, I don't want to see Gardner Minshew in the playoffs. If Anthony Richardson was playing, that'd be a different story. However, they have been looking good, but given that division, it's not hard to, um, win it. Apparently, seems like they've been splitting games with everybody, each other. But they have been playing well. I will say they have been playing well. But again, I would rather see Gardner. They have a chance, but I'd rather see Gardner. Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew in there. And the Texans again. That was my first pick. I don't think they have enough firepower on defense. I think they have depended a lot on CJ Stroud and that offense, which has been playing very, very well. But defense wins games and also championships, and I don't think that overall they have it clicking on both sides of the ball more so than the Jaguars, because we know that the Jaguars can be a threat, when they want to be. But that's just my
Time.
Hey, hot take. Mason Rudolph has never won a playoff game.
All right, man. Let's get to the nitty gritty, man. They say they don't trust Mason. I don't trust Gardner Minshew. Obviously, he's been playing well all year, but I don't trust the lack of weapons they actually have. Yeah, Mo Ali Cox has been playing pretty good, playing up to par. But I still think at the end of the day, you need some bigger, strong offensive weapons. Yes, Steinman's been coaching crazy. Also, I don't think they have. I love Zaire Franklin, right? I love DeForest Buckner as well. But in that secondary, I really don't see any true game changers on that team. And I think that's a reason why. Like these teams in the AFC can beat them through the air. And without any true game changers, I don't think that they can make a great impact in there. The Jags. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence's health. This has been a down season for Trevor Lawrence. He has not been the prince that was promised. It's been a down season. Yeah, Travis Etienne's been doing good things, like what Travis Etienne's been able to do. But at the same time, with the inconsistent play of Trevor Lawrence and the inconsistent health of Trevor Lawrence, I don't trust them at all. And then the Texans. Just too young of a team. I don't think they're ready to make any noise, make any impact in there yet. Like DL said, they're very CJ Stroud dependent. The defense, yes, Derek Stingley has been a lot better this year. The DB group has been a lot better, but again, I don't see no true game changers. So yeah, and that is my time. And then the last round is just for you guys to make one more statement on why you think your team is the best team and will make an impact, and tell me if you see them actually winning a game. So right now these teams would be the seventh seed. So would you see them beating the Dolphins? If they so, tell me why.
I can see the Texans beating the Dolphins. Um, Dolphins secondary and defense didn't really impress me. I know that people were hurt, but even Jalen Ramsey didn't really impress me. Jalen Ramsey was really quiet against the Ravens. Um, I think that the defense for the Dolphins is a liability, and I think the Texans offense can move the ball and be successful against that defense if they were to play. Now, do I think they ultimately win the game? Probably not, but they give them a dogfight with the Dolphins. So that's my thoughts on that.
All right.
You said they would play the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The teams will play the Dolphins.
Uh, I think a healthy Jaguars team would beat the Dolphins. Given that the Dolphins are not healthy. And I think that would be a big factor. Um, like Chris said, I haven't been too impressed with Miami secondary. Trevor Lawrence does have offensive weapons. He got ATN coming out the backfield, to get their run game established. Now that Chubb's out, it definitely opens up the field with Christian Kirk, Ridley. So I do think that they will have a good chance of winning. Because believe it or not, it might be a hot take. I kind of see the Jaguars on a good day, like how I see the Bills on a good day. You know what I'm saying? They can be very, very dangerous if they want to be, but they can also come out and stink it up. So it's kind of like a hit or miss. So I don't know. It definitely will be a dogfight, like Chris said. That I think, but with the Jaguars, So.
All right. I'll go ahead and go. So, the Steelers will beat the Dolphins. And when we win this weekend, I hope we win. If we were to win this weekend.
He said when. They're losing.
They're
losing. They losing.
I hope we win.
Clip it.
If we were to win.
Where did that him?
And we beat the Ravens to get to see the Dolphins. This is the team the Dolphins do not want to place. with these injuries that they have, their O-line especially, our defensive line will wreak havoc against that team. Not give to a lot of time. TJ Watt will have a great day. I'm not trusting Joey Porter to stop Tyreek Hill, but with him shadowing, I expect him to be really physical, which will give us his ability to put hands on him, will give us the ability to have extra time to get to it, which I think will garner that. I think, like we all said, this defense isn't that good, so I say Najee Harris and Jalen Warren have a great game. But more importantly, I think George Pickens and Deontay Johnson can have a great game, and Pat Fryer, especially with the way Mason Rudolph has been playing. I have us definitely beating them. I plan, if we were to win, to be at this playoff game. That's what I'm hoping for, to be at this playoff game, Dolphins versus Steelers. And I think the Steelers come out victorious, especially in this nice weather. This time of the year, it'll be easy for Mason and the squad to, throw the ball and not have to worry about crazy conditions. So yeah, that's why the Steelers have the ability to beat the Dolphins, and that's why they're the best team to get the 7th seed. All right, man. That was the first debate that we had. Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the episode. But more importantly, let us know in the comments who won that debate, who you chose. Gonna have a segment like this every episode. Dolphins playing football equals a hobby is crazy. We didn't really get to this. I think we kind of skipped this. I just want to ask everybody, can you give me a quick answer? What team do you guys think is the biggest threat to the Ravens? I don't think we actually answered that question. We answered 49ers, we did the Ravens.
Biggest threat to the Ravens. It's a tough one.
I say the 49ers, bro. You said other than the 49ers, though, right?
I think he's asking more on the lines of AFC.
AFC.
I'm not. Dolphins, no.
The Bills, man.
Bills, maybe.
Just because, like I said, they're the juggernaut of the, you get them on a good day. They got a good defense. They got pass rush, run defense, good secondary. And if Josh Allen feels like playing football, he can definitely teach us secondary thing or two.
I know a lot. Browns.
I think that's going to be the second round matchup, and that's going to be the do or die for them. The Browns. I think the Browns are capable of beating them. Also, if we were to win this weekend, I don't think they would want to see us again in the playoffs. That's all I would say. I'm just saying.
Nobody's worried about the Steelers, man. God damn.
And back to your comment, bro. JPJ, I couldn't figure out who that was whenever you put that in the group chat. I was like, who is he talking about? He is not. He is not the number one corner in the AFC North by far. He's probably He's probably like number 5. Stop. I don't know if that was serious or not, but I couldn't figure.
Only the Browns corners are better than him. But go ahead.
Marlon Humphrey's better than him, bro. Stop.
Only the Browns corners are better than him. But
Brandon Stevens is better than him.
Chidobe is also up there.
Brandon Stevens has better coverage stats than him right now. So if you want to put into statistics,
he doesn't shadow. Sorry, next.
He plays the number 1 receiver.
He doesn't shadow them. He doesn't go in the slot with them. He doesn't shadow.
Denzel Ward. I can't give you Denzel Ward right now.
Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson.
Denzel Ward.
I said the starting corners on
Greg
the Browns.
Newsome. All 3 of them are better than JP.
Those corners on the Browns.
Awuzie is better.
Awuzie is better than him too,
bro.
I just saw what Awuzie. He looked very woozy when George Pickens was done with him. So I don't know what y'all talking about.
Cam Taylor-Britt's better than him.
Ramsey was getting cooked too, so every cornerback has his day. JPJ too soon to tell, bro. Don't set that man up for future failure, bro.
Nah, I'm not.
Because nobody talks about Ike Taylor anymore either.
He's retired. Right. Chill on Ike, man. But yeah, I say it's Browns, Steelers, and I also think the Chiefs still could get them some troubles just because Patrick Mahomes.
Hey Wayne, the Chiefs looking real suspect.
They are going to beat. If they would play the Titans or the
They get
Colts,
one playoff game.
They would beat the
right
Titans.
now,
They would beat the Jags or the Colts if the Bills lose, and they will beat the Dolphins. You know, it's kind of crazy. The Bills either win, become the 2nd seed, or lose and go home.
Become a wild. I thought they was a borderline wild card.
If the Steelers win, they would not be in the playoffs.
Like, you always factoring in y'all wins, bro. I'm talking about like There's still a chance for them to get in there, bro. But the Dolphins can still make it.
No, the Dolphins are in regardless.
Okay. So, because they'll have the same record if the Dolphins lose. Yeah. They'll have the same record. Gotcha.
All right, man. I got anything I want to say to the people before we get up out of here, fellas?
Happy New Year. I ain't say Happy New Year before I came on.
Happy New Year, man. Big things. Next episode will be our first basketball episode in like 8 months. So can't wait to talk about that. Braun crying about his foot being on the line, even though it wasn't on the line.
JT clear runner for MVP this year.
That is crazy.
That's
now
about it.
This is crazy. JT might not even be the best player on his team. Words of Derek White.
That man, light skinned Jordan.
All right, man. Till next time, we'll catch y'all. We'll holla.
Recording stopped.